right. Good morning, JAF. Good morning, Team Fam. It is May 27th, 2020. It's a beautiful day today. Shot caller live from the Mountain House. First things first, we give all honor and glory to God for gifting us another day, another shot, another chance, another opportunity to wake up and conquer our goals and dreams. And so, whether we eat or drink or whatever we do, we need to do all to glorify His name. And so, it's just an amazing feeling to be able to have the freedom to go ahead and become the architect of our lives and impact and influence those around us. My job, every morning, Monday through Friday at 10:15 is to give you a shot of vitamin C. And vitamin C stands for champion, commitment, competitiveness, courage, consistency, cool, calm, collected, charge, change, counsel, compass, camaraderie, culture, contribute, collaboration, congenial, centered, crafty, craft, character, compassion, clarity, clarify, conviction, create, and cautious, right? And so those are our vitamin C shots. If it's your first time on our call, we appreciate, we're grateful, we're thankful you get to join us this morning. Hopefully you join us every morning, Monday through Friday. And if you haven't done so, you can go to our YouTube channel. It is JF Space Live TV. You can like, subscribe, and turn on that bell button. Get notified every time we upload a recording or a video. So let's get started because it's Power Pack today. Our agenda is to give you a shot of vitamin C. Number 2, go over the question of the day. And number 3 is to continue our series talk. So our vitamin C shot for today is this. As I was reflecting this morning on what kind of shot I could give you, I remember when I first heard this, when I first started, and all these things that I hear when I first started really becomes your foundation. It's kind of like when you're a child. All the things that they told you early on, you become it, right? And so they said the road to success starts with commitment. When you're interested in something, you do it only when it's convenient. When you're committed to something, you accept no excuses, only results. So when I first heard that, I was like, whoa, that's like really powerful. Like, that's huge. Like, that's very intense. That's really deep. Like, what does it really mean? And all it means, Team Fam, is, if you're interested, like, how do you go from being interested to commit to being committed? I think the key is you can't give it half-hearted effort. Like when you go into a marriage, or when you go into a business, or when you go into buying your first home, or anything, like if you're going to college, or you're learning a new endeavor, or you want to achieve your dreams, whatever it may be, you can't be successful if you're half-hearted, if you're only giving a half-hearted effort. Because if you're half-hearted, it's going to lead to mediocre results. It's kind of, I believe, like marriage, right? If you're half-hearted, if you're just settling, if you don't constantly work on improving the relationship, if it becomes like bland or plateaued, you're giving a half-hearted effort, and that's why it leads to mediocre results. Like it just becomes a same old type of relationship. So I think in business, I think in goals, in dreams, in anything that you do, you can't give a half-hearted effort, right? Because I think success, and I believe success is really rarely accidental. It really is intentional, right? I don't think when people say, man, that person's lucky, or she's lucky, or shot caller, you're lucky. Look, luck is created, right? It starts and stops with commitment. It really does, guys. And so how do you move from being interested to commitment? So as I was reflecting, I was thinking you really got to know what your motivation is. Because if you're not like waking up thinking about it and going to sleep thinking about it, then that is why most I think are half-hearted, or they're just interested in it. They're not really committed to it. So I think if you're a leader of one or many, you gotta know, that person's 3 months goal, 6 months goals, 9 months goal, 12 months goals. I think no longer than that for the time being, because in today's world, I know that people want instant gratification. So they want something realistic, but they also want something now. So then if you find out what their goals are, like if you have a brand new teammate and you know what their 3 months goal is, it's easy for you to focus on that and motivate on that, and get them committed to that, because it's 3 months, it's short term, right? 6 months is the same way, right? And so, when you get into that commitment phase and you understand their goals and you know what motivates them, then momentum starts happening, and then that's when you achieve great things. So I think reflecting on that, that's how you can go from being interested to being committed, or you get somebody from being interested to committed. At the end of the day, they got to know what it is for the now, right? So that's our vitamin C shot for today, and I encourage you guys to go from being half-hearted if you're feeling that way to just giving it all you got and being committed and knowing what you're committed to, right? And so the reason why I say that, because if you commit to being successful, you're going to really find, I think the number one reason why people are not committed is they really find ways to give like a justification or some type of rationalization why it's not happening for them. And at the end of the day, when you're committed to something, it's kind of like marriage once again. It's kind of like having a mortgage. Do or die, you got to do it. You do or die, you got to be successful at it. Do or die, you got to keep moving forward, right? So that, I think, is what true commitment is all about. So hopefully that's helped you and given you a shot of vitamin C. The question of the day is, shop caller, I take rejection really hard. What do I do so I don't feel bad? So, that is very normal for the majority that have not had any kind of experience with rejection in all different ways. Like when I was little, there were so many times that I felt rejected in all the different extracurricular activities that I have. Like, for example, not making varsity tennis team, or not being a singles player and was chosen to become a doubles player. So I had the feeling of rejection. So there are many instances that in your foundation that gets you to be stronger. I feel like the more you get rejected, the more you fail, the better off you are. Because people that have not felt failure, or have not felt rejected, or haven't fallen numerous times, what happens is they don't get tougher. They don't get scarred up, bruised, and beaten, and then they don't know how to get themselves out of it, or they don't become tougher from it, right? They always say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So the reason why you feel, the reason why you feel bad is because, I read that there's a part of our brain that is activated when we experience rejection. And it's the exact same part of the brain when we have physical pain. So if you've ever had physical pain, that pain goes straight to that part of your brain, and that's why you feel hurt. You feel anytime you have pain, right? That feeling, right? That's exact same place in the brain. When you feel rejected, that part of the brain is activated, and that's why the pain is there. That's why you're feeling bad, right? So the first thing you gotta be is you gotta have a level of awareness that when you get rejected or objected or whatever it is that makes you feel bad, just so you know, it's all self-inflicted, because you're inflicting it to yourself, because feelings are really not facts. But since that part of your brain is activated, then you self-inflict yourself. So as I was reflecting, like, how to answer this properly, well, I think you have to have the right mindset, and it has to be I think, a childlike enthusiasm type of mindset. Just because, like, if you remember when you were a child and you would ask your mom and dad for something and they would say no, you'd still be persistent. You'd still find a way. You'd be so, crafty in finding a way for your parents to say yes. I think that's the exact same type of enthusiasm or mindset you have to have in this type of business dealing with people, right? So what is that type of mindset? I'm going to give you two, because I reflected how to answer this question properly. Number one, you got to know that you got to expect rejection, and you just can't take it seriously, honestly, right? And the reason being is because you got to be mission minded. You got to know that everything that we do in our business, you could go to sleep at night knowing that there's no way that you're going to hurt somebody in our business. There's just no way, right? When you get somebody involved, my God, for like a minimal fee to get their license, they're going to change their quality of life. They're going to change the world. You got to be kidding me. Who wouldn't want to get qualified to work with our company? I don't think you can ever over-insure somebody. I think you can't, there's no way you can, ask somebody to invest or save more. I think all those are great, amazing things. So there is no way in the world you can ever hurt somebody in our business, right? And so because you're mission minded and you understand that every aspect of what we do is always good for them. So that's the first thing you got to know. This is not like a business or industry where you're taking advantage of people, where you're overpricing a service or product, or you're trying to go just get a buck. This is not, we're talking about, this is a service for families and they need what we do. It's not like, things that most people don't need right now, right? There's a need for what we do. So that's the first thing, right? The second thing is you got to prepare yourself and you got to understand that timing is everything, right? So when I say prepare yourself, that means, you got to learn and master. You can't, anything you do, if you really want to be successful at it, or if you want to not have rejection or objection, you have to master. So I think you have to master, how to not get rejected. And I always tell you guys in training that before I get an objection, I covered it already because I know it's coming. Like, you're prepared for it, right? Or you just got to master how to overcome it. So whether it's the front end or the back end, either way, you got to prepare for it. And at the same time, you got to understand timing is everything. I was taught that when they say no, it doesn't mean no to you. It just means not yet right now, right? Because it's just not timing for them. Maybe, they're having challenges at home. Maybe they're having challenges over money. Maybe they're having challenges, in their personal life, in their marriage life, in their family. There's just so many different factors. Maybe they have a health issue that they're so focused on. So just know those are the two things I think that, the right type of mindset you have to have, which is a childlike enthusiasm mindset, and the two things I went over to really prevent you from taking it hard, right? And so hopefully that's helped that person with our question of the day. I thought that was just a super duper question that was asked. And so as I close, I just want to let you know, we're almost done with our journey together, Team Fam, on understanding how successful people think. And I get really excited because, we understand that if we change our thinking, we change our life. And if we want to change our life, we got to work on our thinking. And we notice that in successful people, they really work hard in their thinking, in all types of thinking, right? They cultivate big picture thinking, they engage in focused thinking, they harness creative thinking, they employ realistic thinking, they utilize strategic thinking, they explore possibility thinking, they learn from reflective thinking, question popular thinking, benefit from shared thinking, and now we've embarked on a journey where they practice unselfish thinking. And it says here that unselfish thinking adds value to others. In 1904, Bessie Anderson Stanley wrote the following definition of success in Brown Book magazine. He has achieved success who has lived well, laughed often, and loved much, who has enjoyed the trust of pure women, the respect of intelligent men, and the love of little children, who has filled his niche and accomplished his task, who has left the world better than he found it, whether by an improved copy or perfect poem or a rescued soul, who has never lacked appreciation of earth's beauty or failed to express it, who has always looked for the best in others and given them the best he had, whose life was an inspiration, whose memory a benediction. When you get outside of yourself and make a contribution to others, you really begin to live. And Team Fam, reading that, I felt, wow, that was so powerful, and it's so true. And so, Team Fam, as you continue to embark on your journey in your goals and dreams, just understand, and this is what I heard a former CEO said, you help others get what they want, you'll definitely get what you want. So let's continue to serve others, and let's have that feel-good vibe, and let's make today a Power Boost day. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye now.